Okay, maybe not the caretaker.
Hush. You hush.
I'm solving a mystery.
We're like the person who doesn't ruin the movie. CJ United Insurance. Good like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
There's a store-wide sale happening at Home and Tools on the Jemmett Highway on the TCP compound. Enjoy up to 20% off store-wide. Revamp your kitchen with our kitchen unit. Plus, the price has dropped from $6,790 to $5,432. We're also catering to the farmers. You too can get 20% off on fertilizer with our price drop from $74.90 to $59.90. Don't miss this opportunity for savings. 20% sale now till November 19th at Home and Tools, the 50 compound, Jemmett Highway, or call 275-1414 and save.
Hardware and home improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too. Lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890.
Do it. Center.
All right, Dominica. As I explained, Police Week, the big burn is taking place today at Mont Bruce. Remember, the portion of cocaine was seized in recent times. That'll be burned to the ground. A special ceremony this afternoon there at Mont Bruce. Let's listen to the acting commissioner of police. Speaking about that and more, very happy with the, of course, successes they have accomplished as it relates to Operation Clean Sweep.
And again, you will see more being done in the coming weeks. During that operation, several firearms were seized and ammunition. We made 24 arrests for various infractions to include firearms and also wanted persons. We also seized during the operation the largest haul of cocaine in Dominica, 1,700 kilos of cocaine, an estimated street value of over 46 million EC dollars. That I said again, there have been most significant, biggest haul in Dominica. And again, that did not come by surprise. It came by hard work of the officers. But I know what it took for the officers to get this amount of cocaine off the streets. And while I'm on the issue of cocaine, sometime this week, we'll have what we call the big burn, meaning that we're going to be destroying that amount of cocaine and among other drugs that we have in excess of 50 million EC dollars. That will happen sometime in the week, and we'll invite the media to witness it for themselves. And we did a big burn sometime this year, but we're going to do a bigger burn this year to destroy all what we have in our custody.
So big burn taking place today. So those of you out there who may have been doubting the police, the media has been invited to witness that big burn at Mont Bruce today. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Good morning, Master Spelty, and how are you this morning?
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm fine, but you haven't answered me. I tell you, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine for now, thank God. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Matt. Did you hear the address of the head of the Roman Catholic Church in St. Lucia to his nation on the question of election on the 1st of December?
I think somebody sent that. I started listening, but somebody interrupted me. Yes, I think I heard a piece of that. Yes.
Okay, Matt, it would be good if you could play it to the public.
Mm-hmm.
What a beautiful address. But the point I want to make, he was in Dominica for a number of years. And there were so many issues happening in Dominica, whereas the head of the Roman Catholic Church in Dominica, he could have addressed. He stayed mute. We didn't hear a thing from him. So my point is, we Dominicans cannot depend on other people to save our country for us. They will be concerned about what's happening in their country.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we have to take the bull by the horn. And I'm speaking particularly on the question of reconfirmation and re-registration for whenever election is due. We have to hold these people to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan Stowe and the other two colleagues, the Lawrences, and the head of the chief election officer. We have to hold their feet to the fire and make sure they do what they have to do and give them a deadline. And if they don't do what they have to do, we have to stand up. We have to stand up and save our country because, as I said, we cannot depend on anybody else to do it for us. You were talking about disenfranchising
Mm-hmm.
when they were going wrong. But right now is the Dominicans they want to disenfranchise and franchise the people living overseas because they know the Dominicans, we in Dominica, particularly the young people who cannot find jobs, who cannot have any means of livelihood, are going to vote them out. So they want to disenfranchise us and bring in the people by the plane loads to vote for them. So we have to hold their feet to the fire and stand up for Dominica. Good morning, Matt, and thank you for allowing me to
no problem. Well, as we say, hope the Dominican people are ready to stand for their rights. 44. Will they stand? That's a big question. Are you there? Yes.
I say praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those who sacrifice their personal safety and security, trying to elevate mankind to humanity. Mr. Pelter, blessings to your family, sir.
Blessings to you, sir. Blessings. Yes.
Matt, do not refer to me as a doubting Thomas. Matt. Matt, you hear me now?
when was that?
Matt, for years, you have had not sing a song, Voodoo on the pot, Matt.
Yes, I heard that. Yes, I know. Mm-hmm.
Just heard that, Matt. Things that just walking off the pot. Nobody sees, nobody knows, nobody hears. Matt, for years we have been hearing about guns, police catch guns, and guns leaving armory, guns leaving station, and all kind of things. Matt, if we burn in cocaine, Matt, we can dismantle those guns and take them to a crush, shall we? Instead, they idle and they disappear in. And Matt, will there be a tester to test each bale of cocaine to see what was ready in those bales, Matt? Matt, you sound a little naive. Matt, naive is not an insult. Yeah, maybe you're not that visionary to be naive. Maybe you haven't got the foresight to see further than what you have been told by authority. Matt, you're dealing with criminals in high places, Matt. It's not everything which appear are what they appear to be. Or it's not everything which appears are what they appear to be, whichever way it goes, Matt. Matt, I said that already, where there is a consistent sequence of events, coincidence is absent. For in the laws of coincidence, there is no consistency. Matt, we have seen, we have heard, and we are hearing billions disappearing. Is cocaine that will stay there? Matt, how much of it that was diluted with white flour? Or is it cocaine in the first place? Or was it cocaine in the first place?
Well, I think your argument, Blessings, a few weeks ago, if I remember, just stay on the line. You said, well, they should give all the cocaine to, I think, America. It was, and the switch has been flipped. You're saying that you don't think that the cocaine that they're burning this afternoon there, we should believe that it's all the cocaine. I think that's your argument. I just want to put it on the table. Yes.
You must understand sarcasm, Matt, because of my suspicion of these people, Matt. I am saying to gain some credibility, give it to a second country, particularly America.
Okay.
Because I'm not trusting them, Matt. And if it's cocaine in the first place, How many of it is real right now? You're burning. Matthew, that's how you have to be like a child. Mommy, where babies come from? So how did baby end up in your stomach?
Okay, well, so blessings. I just want to, of course, interact with you. We don't do any arguments here. Okay, so you don't believe the police. You want them at this point in time to bring you to Monbrose, let you test the cocaine yourself, so you can see if it's real. This is you're like a Dalton Thomas at this time. What would make you believe what the police is burning this afternoon there at 2:30 is cocaine? What would convince you it's the real stuff? I just pulling back to you.
I have a second point to make, but let me conclude on that matter.
Yes,
You know the people are not trusting them. Why not have a little device? It have big ones, it have small ones. Maybe a laboratory on the spot, and have the media to see, look, bail number 1, bail number 2, bail number 3, all of them, you pour it in that little thing, you see? Cocaine. You see? Cocaine. Because what you know, Matt, who gonna kidnap Troxy in Antigua, Matt? In a police, Matt? You there with me, Matt?
I'm here. I don't know if the police were involved with the kidnapping in Antigua. I heard the police was involved from the Dominic point of view. I don't know about Antigua.
Okay, let us forget that point, Matt. I just had to make that point.
Okay,
Matt,
go
there
ahead.
is a very big tree in Dominica. The leaves are red, the fruits are red. And Matt, there are some monkeys swinging from branch to branch, Matt. They're stealing people camera. They're stealing people glasses, their shades, their bags, their money, and they go in and hide on that big tree, Matt. And they're swinging from branch to branch. Matt, do you know banks have branches, Matt? Do you know banks have branches, Matt?
Yes, I've heard that.
Trees have branches as well. So these monkeys are stealing bag of money and they're swinging from branch to branch. As soon as you say, let us cut down that tree, conservationists, animal cruelty, or deforestation, or I talk about conservation. But my family Central just talk about the bishop that was in Dominica and he said nothing now in Antigua, saying great things, Matt.
In St. Lucia.
Oh, St. Lucia. Yeah, thanks for the correction. These monkeys on that tree, Matt, swinging from branch to branch. Banks have branches, trees have branches, so read between the lines. Matt, they're committing all crimes. Lawyers, politicians, police. Maybe they that are the monkeys on the tree, Matt. I'm not saying they are, but maybe, because it's a story. I am just saying, Matt, people in high places are protecting criminals in high places. And Matt, you hear how police brutalizing young men, shooting young men, police doing all things. You're allowing politicians, lawyers and police to commit all kinds of crimes. And my brother, you want to touch my person? You want to beat me? You want to brutalize me? I know what life and death is, so you cannot get away. And I'm just saying, Matt, all the people you see, not all, a lot of people in high places, Matt, they're the biggest criminals. I listened to Dr. Jolis about 3 times on that matter with a particular lawyer. And you have other testimonies, Matt. People telling you what lawyers did to them. And you have the FIU, the Financial Investigative Unit. Conveniently, they backed down. Years ago, a police officer on the FIU was investigating a particular matter. They firebomb his home. Glass bottles got all under his feet. And he had his daughter or his son there with him, a child. And he had to come and burst bullets to fend them off. And when they still met a pail of cocktails there, looking to burn the man alive. Who are the people who were investigating? What has happened to that investigation? And Matthew sit down there telling me about Dalton Thomas. Matthew said Dominica. All of what they're talking about Jamaica and Trinidad. That's how they started. Small. And you think Dominica is too small to commit those big crimes you're hearing about elsewhere? It is just a matter of time. Let the monkeys keep swinging from branch to branch, whether tree branch or bank branch, with our billions, steal everything and go and hide on that tree. Maybe there need to be an underground organization to burn the roots of that tree, Matt. But that tree have to go down by any means necessary. Who have ears, let them hear and listen.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Dominica. This is a man that certainly don't have a trust in the police, like I think a few other people as well, you know. But the journalists will be there themselves, and you know, I guess they'll report back. I'm not sure I'll be available to attend that ceremony. I'll make a special effort, but. All right, Dominica 449-3095. On the telephone. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good morning,
Morning
Pastor.
to you, yes.
Doing?
All right.
That big red tree, with all the red leaves, and have everyone climbing on.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, how many bales of cocaine that they got, Matt?
A few bills estimated as $46 million. Mm-hmm.
And they tested it here and see it is cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they have the media there with them to see them burn the cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Matt. Do we know how many kilos disappear from that bale?
Well, I don't know. I cannot say that. They're saying that.
I'm asking, do we know if every 40-something how much kilos is 17 kilos? Do we know the whole 17 kilos is been burnt? If that is to be happening, Matt, them police that were arrested for having cocaine in their possession, Matt, where did they get that from, Matt? Do we know?
Do you know? Do you know?
I'm just asking, do
Yes.
we know? Where did the policemen, around 2 or 3 of them that have been arrested this year with a kilo or 2 of cocaine, do we know where they got it from, Matt, and where they were working when they got that cocaine? Anyway, that is a subject for another day. Matt, something I have to say about same policemen and them again, Matt. But people parking wherever they want to park sometimes just to go and make their grocery, and police are giving them tickets. Matt, but there's a person that's always getting a ticket for just parking off the road, close to Labour Party office, Matt. And he always getting a ticket on his vehicle for parking there. Matt, I have pictures.
No, what I'm saying is there a sign in that area, blue? Just asking the question, says no parking or keep clear. Is there a sign there?
No, Matt, they haven't got that now. The only other side of it is for the buses. They'll tell you the bus stop there. And on that side is the Labour Party office. And cars are parking there continuously, Matt. No ticket on them. I have pictures of cars parked right there. And no ticket on them. But that person forever getting a ticket for just parking there, the back of his vehicle open, offloading his drinks to his thing that might just take 5 or 10 minutes. And he always getting a ticket. Why are they targeting him like that? Why? On the other side of the road, the Chinese have their building there, and the bus is supposed to be a bus stop, and Chinese parking their truck there.
So are you saying to us, Blue, that this person is targeted and no other persons who park in that area that you're talking about is being ticketed? That's your point?
Yes, Matt. Nobody, Matt, I tell you, I take out pictures and people can attest to that, Matt. I have seen it, Matt. Vehicles parking that people up there, I saw a person I know park their vehicle there, right in front of their door there, Matt. And no tickets on person come, they take their vehicle and they go, and I stand up and I took pictures of that. Because no ticket was on that. But that
well, I'm saying that you have the evidence, Blue, you have the evidence. So, of course, let the person challenge the police in court and provide the evidence. That's a simple solution. And the magistrate will, of course, decide on the evidence that you provide. So the police might not be able to challenge because you have the evidence to prove that.
That is the problem. say he doesn't want to go to court because every time that happening to him. Why? Give him a break. He just park in there for 5 minutes to offload some drinks in his business. Stop targeting him. Them young recruits that outside, if you send this and all, you stop it.
Well, again, Blue, again, I just want you to, I'm giving you a solution. Allow him to go to court, present the evidence, and let the magistrate or the inspector of police deal with it because it's unfair to him. But you have to provide the proof. Talking about it is not going to solve the problem. You have the proof presented to the magistrate or the inspector of police or the superintendent of traffic. And let's solve the problem. 449-3095 because you have the proof, as you said. On the telephone is 857. Hello, yes?
Yes, good morning.
Morning to you. How are you? Yes.
Not bad at all.
Yes.
But sometimes blessings does make some sense, but sometimes he does say some ridiculous things. But I served in the police service for 40 years, and the police have always destroyed. After the court have convicted persons, and there's a chain of custody that's entered into a book, and the police collect all that and put it into a strong room, and they destroy the thing, and the press has always been there. We're not saying there might be certain situations where certain guys in the past that used, like for instance, a guy met me one of these days and he told me, boy, I used to buy marijuana from a police, not a police officer again. But and then when they fall out now, he wants to see. So in other words, every time a crime happens, all these guns will happen, they have all around it. People know about it and they're doing nothing about it and saying nothing and blaming the police. This is Police Week. Police had a wonderful gospel concert last night at police headquarters. There were quite a few people. More persons can come. Persons, all have sinned and come short of the glory. The police might have made mistakes in the past. But my goodness me, we need the police service to have law and order in our country. Every day are bashing about a police. People have the information, they're not giving it. And they're making an excuse and say, they give them the information. How come when people give information, nobody knows who gave the information? There must be somewhere you can write it. You don't have to put your name, post it, or call somebody. You don't have to give your name. And then people just bashing the police. If somebody attacks you today, who are you going to? Not the police? Everything. So the police are inviting the public and the press to narcotics destruction and so on. This is a wonderful opportunity to see transparency. I mean, every day a police as if to say, we do not need the police. I can tell you, finally, the police force in Dominica, they're not the best, but they're the best in the region. I have been to several conferences, and when people talk about police in the Caribbean, Dominica is top-notch. We cannot hate a police officer because we believe he has political affiliation. You have to serve. When you take the oath, they tell you have to serve the government of the day. They don't tell you the party of the day, but the government of the day. And people saying police should arrest this police. Police can only arrest when they have instructions. If the DPP is saying, they should arrest the Prime Minister, they should arrest this. You have to have instructions, a direction, and you must have a report. Something must, and so on and so on. And that is the thing that people don't understand. And then sometimes there are some private matters. People go to the police and they want the police to do certain things. And then the police cannot do it because this is a private matter. They have to advise you. So people have to be responsible and don't make this negative thing that giving a bad connotation to the country. We have a very responsible police officer. Yes, you might have one or two characters like the one they arrested here for alleged drugs. But on basis of work, police having a 70% solvability factor in crimes in Dominica. 70% compared to most countries, 22, 21, 36. We are doing well and we have to commend our police when they're doing well. This is Police Week. Let us lift the police up. Let us help them. We're talking about community policing. Let us help the police to help us, to save us from all this criminality in the country. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Irish, of course, defending a police force, of course, that he serves for many, many years. Hello, talk to me. Saying yes, there are some bad eggs, but generally he says he's giving the police a good grade for their efforts in Dominica. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. More telephone calls, yes?
Yes, Matt, good morning to you and your listeners, Matt.
Morning to you.
Matt, I would like to begin by saying I want to echo what Blessing said. I would like to pay particular attention to the fact we were talking about the cocaine and as to whether it is the amount and whether it's flour. So, Matt, this is very critical. I would want to believe, Matt, in the day of technology, you get cocaine today and you weigh it and take pictures of it and you destroy it today. As long as it's going to say 2, 3, or 4 days, Matt, I cannot trust that. We have a caller just called in talking about police and whatever, Matt. But we do not know. We just do not know. We cannot trust because we got barrels of guns on the port. It was said that they were blue barrels. And then we had this, I think the company named the regional company, Police Force, they come and search around in Dominica for guns. Matt, it was reported they got 5 guns. Matt, a barrel, we got barrels of guns on the port. And then they said they went around searching, they got only 5 guns, Matt. So, Matt, how can
But I heard this morning, I think it was yesterday morning in that police, I think they had a news conference. They had about 24 arrests. So I don't know about the 5 guns that you're speaking about.
Well, yes, Matt, the regional police, I wasn't the name.
RSS.
Right. RSS, thank you, Matt. And they said they got 5 guns, Matt. I cannot understand that, but if you get cocaine and you want to do a big burn, you want to make it like big public, you want to make it live, like it's something is really happening. You get this thing today. You take pictures, you wait, and you burn it today itself, right? As long as a week or 2 or 3 is going to pass on it, Matt, I cannot trust that at all because flour selling all the time.
All right, as I said, there's some doubting Thomases. Those of you who may be doubting, and I'm sure there are a number of you may be doubting that issue. Maybe the police should take you up to Mount Bruce and test the cocaine yourself. 449-3095-96 and 97. That might work. But I think the issue, though, just to get to the bottom of it, maybe an issue of trust. We need the police. But Mr. Irish must understand the police is not above reproach. When arrested citizens die in police custody, you expect the public to stay silent? That's a WhatsApp message. Boy, I can tell you, campaign is heating up in St. Lucia and St. Vincent. I even saw a post of Mr. Ian Douglas addressing the Labour Party conference there in St. Vincent. And this is becoming a big issue. I saw some insight as to why CARICOM is so divided. We should stay away from getting involved in this politics of the other countries. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yes, Matt. I want to identify myself this time because of what I have to say.
Yes, sir.
In Cotton Valley.
Yes, sir.
I call the radio station so often that almost everybody know my voice. So I stop identifying myself.
Yes, sir.
But it's not intent to talk about what you just said. But as you say it about Ian Douglas, this is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. You should not. You're talking about interfering with the internal politics of sister islands, and they're going. When there is election, they're going campaigning for the ruling party. As Anil Roberts, the Minister of Housing in Trinidad, said, in Trinidad they don't do that. They don't, and we should stop that. In Dominica and the other places, Ralph Gonzalez coming here, Gaston Brown coming here. We're going to Antigua, but that is just wrong, and we should stop it. Now, I want to tell. I listened to my former colleague. He did not identify himself, so I don't know going to call his name. And him also believe because people call your radio station or vent their feeling because of what is going on in the police force, that they hate the police. I agree, and as a former police officer, I will cooperate with the police, and I'm asking everybody to cooperate with the police. But justice mustn't be selective. As the caller talk about the guns in the barrel, and as Stefan said, it was blue guns. Former Commissioner Carbon said they know who they are looking for. Up to now, there hasn't been an arrest. And there are so many other issues. The TFM issue with the over $1.5 million they got up there. Nobody has been arrested. So my former colleague, that causing people to distrust the police. So you mustn't feel because people say that, call and vent their feeling, that they hate the police. And there is something you say that is very wrong, my friend, and you know it is wrong. When I took the force, I did not swear to serve any government. And you did not swear to serve any government. You swear to serve Dominica, to be loyal to Dominica, to protect the citizens. Because if you swear to serve the government, when the government do certain things that is wrong, you will not take action. So don't mislead the police, the people again, and tell them you swear to serve the government. You swear to serve the Commonwealth of Dominica. Good morning again, Matt.
Good morning, former police sergeant. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there, caller? It's 908. Of course, we're taking phone calls. And, of course, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Hello, yes.
Yeah, Matt, morning to you and your listeners at home and abroad.
Good morning.
Yes, I just heard two former police officers. But the first caller did not caution the police that they must serve fairly and faithfully, and therefore they must dissolve themselves from partisan politics, because it looked like, may not be all the police, but a good amount of them, particularly those at the helm of the police, the top-ranking officers, they seem to have taken the oath to harass opposition people who are against or do not support the government, and people who are involved actively in raising issues confronting the country and the people. They don't respect that. And you see that any little thing with the opposition, you announce a meeting, then they come and they say the meeting is to bring down this and bring down that. They themselves come in on the air and put their own fear in it, in a way to frighten people from coming out. And that is not their role, and so forth. The minister, the commissioner of police join and they say the meeting is to bring down this, is to this, that, and so on. And that's not the role of the police. The police role is to ensure that they can facilitate in a democracy both parties or more parties there in what you call multi-party democracy to function and function adequately. There was an issue in Trinidad where the supporters of the governor at the time, the PNM, and the support of the opposition, the National Congress at the time, the kind of change now. We had an issue and the Commissioner of Police called both leaders together and discuss the political problem and ask the leaders to assist the police in calming the situation, because they will not spare anyone in terms of taking them to justice and the situation solved. In Dominica, when the Labour Party announced a meeting, you had nobody in the air saying their meeting is to encourage violence and to bring down anything. Once the opposition have a meeting, the Commissioner of Police and the Minister of National Security come in here and make those kind of assertions. And that is not good. I myself, I'm supporting the police. I have been part of what we call the community policing program. I've been involved in that to ensure that the police does their work well and the police protect the citizens. Now, the government in that role is not the party in power. The government is the system, which encompasses the ruling party, the public service, the court, the police, the parliament, the opposition. That's what the government is about in a civilized democracy. Now, it would have been nice if Mr. Irish, I know police officers, I remember there's a police officer now, he's in high office, I won't call his name. He came to a particular place where I used to work to see a friend. And each time he come there, he was naked politics. And so I said to him, my boy, focus on your work and leave the politics alone. I mean, you can have a discussion as to who you support. Personally, it's your choice. But to have open discussion and to even object other people who do not support that politics and so on is not good for a police officer. So I think Mr. Iris would assist in cautioning the police to do their work fairly and faithfully. That's why you say a number of persons have lost confidence in the police force. I've seen the police before work, and they work well. They work above board. If you were supporting the government or the opposition, you're wrong, then you take it to justice. My other point, though, Matt, quickly, is CARICOM going to have a serious problem going forward. And we as CARICOM people in that region of the world, we will have a hard time to survive and to develop our country.
I smell that. I smell that. There's a lot of issues with CARICOM at this time. Is it divided?
Right, because what we're doing, we are cultivating hate, distrust, lack of confidence among leaders of CARICOM. I heard Mayor Motley say she's part of a labor movement. To me, this is a foolish statement because in the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, the labor movement was quite prominent and heavy. We still want the labor movement to continue to reign and to do its work and to be respected. But of course, times have changed, and therefore, you could be a rascal and be in the labor movement. You could be a rascal and be in other movements and so forth. It is a movement of people, and therefore, I think what should guide you as a leader is honesty, fairness, sincerity, and the effort to work to improve people's life when you get an opportunity to lead. So that statement, I feel, is really an immature statement coming from a head of government. The other thing, Matt, I belong, and the Freedom Party belongs to a movement in the Caribbean we call the Caribbean Democrats Union. And we have taken a rule that we can assist our sister parties behind the scene on strategy, on organization of their party, but not to be openly on the platform campaigning. Because the thing is, when, say for example, you have St. Lucia election is on, and I heard Ralph Gonzalez said, as soon as his election is over on the 27th of November,
it's going to help St. Lucia, yes.
And he's sworn he's going to help St. Lucia and so forth. Now, tell me, you go to St. Lucia, let's say if Ralph wins again, you go to St. Lucia, Prime Minister of St. Vincent, and you try to install a government for the people, and the government is wrong. And the people decide now for survival, maybe St. Vincent better, they go in there. How do you handle that? I can understand you as Prime Minister, say away. You can make a phone call like Eugenia Charles used to do, make a phone call to your leader and wish him well or wish her well. But to get yourself involved. I remember when Compton came back after several years of the UWP in St. Lucia was struggling, he came back. This very same Ralph Gonzalez went to St. Lucia and he said for Compton to be looking for diaper and Pampers, is looking for office because he felt Compton was too old to have come back. And lo and behold, the UWP won the government. How do you know, as Prime Minister of St. Vincent, sit in CARICOM with the Prime Minister of St. Lucia that you went and see all this badly mouthed thing about and so forth? So that's where CARICOM is going to be very, very hurt in this respect. Then I heard, for example, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia is supporting Ralph Gonzalez Unity Labour Party. In Dominica, Ian Douglas was on platform. I mean, Ian Douglas is a disaster in my view. I mean, your father, your uncle left your seat. You did not go there and lose. They take it away from you and have you walking around the place. And then you in St. Vincent now as a hero talking about what? Go and help in strategy, backdoor strategy, but to be on the platform is tasteless, it's not good, and I think that will damage CARICOM. And mark my word, you will hear words for CARICOM to be disbanded because CARICOM is just not helpful. It's a set of leaders who are arrogant, who are ignorant, who do not believe in democracy and fairness. They believe in friendship, and that is not good for the Caribbean. A quick note there. I remember once in Grenada, the opposition at the time, that is the New National Party, had invited Ms. Charles as Prime Minister to address their convention. And she said she could not come, although they're sister parties, because she could not come and address them and sit in the same room with Nicholas Bradford at the time as Prime Minister. So she designated somebody else to go and so forth. The same thing happened to St. Vincent. So for these leaders to be openly now, believing that they have to campaign openly on platform in public meetings, you can go and address a convention out of the normal campaign. A convention, fine, no issue that we have done that. But to be on the platform tells you you're a real rogue, a political rogue. And that is how we should describe these leaders as political rogues who do not want fairness, honesty, and we don't want the people of the region to make a decision as to who they elect in the government. And I condemn Ian Douglas, I condemn Ralph Gonsalves, I condemn Mayor Murphy for this foolish, divisive statement and approach to politics in the Caribbean.
All right, thank you. We're going to come back after this.
Boards. These deals are so amazing. We're running them across 2 whole days. Thursday, November 20th and Friday, November 21st. Enjoy up to 80% off selected items. Don't miss our quickie hour from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And Pillow Fest. Get 2 pillows for the price of 1. Plus 50% off select items during that hour only. And that's not all. Amazing doorbuster deals are hitting early, but they're going fast. Mark your calendar, set your reminders, and head to Courts for the Black Friday sale. Thursday, November 20th and Friday, November 21st. Courts, bringing value home.
Looking for flavor that blasts your taste buds? Welcome to Blast Bistro, Dominica's rooftop gem, perched above the Dominican National Lottery office. Sink your teeth into our famous Blast Burger. Savor our wings with signature sauces and sip in style with handcrafted cocktails that are bold and refreshing. Whether it's a night out or a celebration, we've got the view, the food, and the fun. Open daily from 5 p.m. Contact us at 275-4041. Blast Bistro. Good food, good vibes. Make the friend the finest love we have.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Dominica, the stage is set on Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. We honor the artists, musicians, producers, writers, and cultural icons who carry the sound of our nation. Welcome to the Dominica Music Awards, developing Dominica's music industry, a celebration of our musicians, a night of live performances, red carpet glamour, special tributes, and awards across every genre: Booyaka, dance, calypso, reggae, gospel, zouk, soca, and more. This is the platform that elevates our talent, showcases our creativity, and supports the growth of a modern Dominican music industry. From the studio to the stage, and from Dominica to the world. Follow Creole Headmeet in the Dominica Music Awards online for voting, ticket information, and official updates at www.creoleheadmeet.com/Dominica Music Awards. Platinum Partners Q95 FM, the big station.
Wait, why's she going into that spooky house? Who's that creepy old guy? Where are her friends? Why is she going in the basement? Nothing good is down there, sis. I bet you the creepy caretaker did it. Did you see his fake eye? Okay, maybe not the caretaker. Hush. You hush. I'm solving a mystery.
We're like the person who doesn't ruin the movie. CG United Insurance. Good like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
There's a store-wide sale happening at Home and Tools on the Jemmett Highway on the TCP compound. Enjoy up to 20% off store-wide. Revamp your kitchen with our kitchen unit. Plus, the price has dropped from $6,790 to $5,432. We're also catering to the farmers. You too can get 20% off on fertilizers with our price drop from $74.90 to $59.90. Don't miss this opportunity for savings. 20% sale now till November 19th at Home and Tools, the City Compound, Jemmett Highway, or call 255-1414 and say.
We're at Home Improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too. Lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890.
Do it.
Honey, did you get the Glow Spread and Mellow Cream?
A little help with the bags would be nice.
Shortly, but I need the Glow Spread to finish the icing for Christine's birthday cake and Mellow Cream to add to the soup and gravy.
No.
No?
No, I didn't get just one. I got 2 of each.
Aw, honey, that's just why I married you.
Spread the love with Mellow Cream and Glow Spread. They're vegan-friendly, lactose, and gluten-free. Found in all leading supermarkets nationwide.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
All right, Dominica, we're back. A police officer is reporting that he was sad to hear a retired senior officer saying that the police can only arrest on instructions. Any police can arrest for any offense committed in his view. Yes, people like him will defend the government because he's getting allegedly about $5,000 a month, every month, on the backs of your poor taxpayers for community policing. What the hell community policing is he involved in at this time? The police are too selective in administering justice. We do not take an oath to serve the government. Man, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. The police are too selective in administering justice. We did not take an oath to serve the government. I recognize the caller's voice as a retired officer, and he's one of the cronies. He's one of the persons getting $5,000. So he must do and say everything to defend this regime, these bloodsuckers. That's a WhatsApp message, not my message. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good morning.
Yes, Matt.
Yes,
Matt, I can recall a couple of years ago, a man was in a hotel speaking to a foreigner. And here comes a police sitting down there in that very same hotel. Say you can trust police. And next thing you know, the person that was speaking to the foreigner, reports were made on that person speaking to a foreigner in that hotel. While a police was sitting down in that hotel, Matt. That wasn't minding his business, Matt. When people saying you can't trust police, Matt, you cannot trust some of them that are cronies of the government, Matt. You cannot do that. These people, a lot of them are just looking for what they can get. Like in all organizations, all their testicles in all organizations to be on top and not giving other people a break. Bye-bye.
Good morning to you, Matt. The job of informed and principled citizens is to ask the hard questions and challenge the powers that be with the intention of keeping leaders accountable. This interaction forces powers to answer the public, so questions are healthy for the survival of Dominica and our democracy. We should remain vigilant because of the shift in our politics. One that is transactional but keeps breaking down the social fabric of our society. Happy Police Week to all officers committed to the good of Dominica, of our Dominica. 9:25, hello, talk to me, yes?
Hey, morning, man.
My brother, how you doing? Yes.
I'm good, man.
Okay.
Hey, I'm good. These people are trying to see what they can give. They're expecting what they have already and they want more. But, Matt, this morning, what's on my mind is you keep talking about that Operation Clean Sweep. And I don't know what that was targeted to do, because why is it saying it's guns? There are still a lot of guns. And I think that was selectively done, in my opinion. More than that, Operation Clean Sweep seems to have kept its hands away from the cocaine dealers all over the town and the surrounding areas of the town. Because well, do we have a cocaine manufacturing in Dominica? The answer would be no, right?
No. From what I know.
Right. No, well, I think from what I know, I'm saying, I'm rhetorically asking the question, but I still answering one time. I don't think we have cocaine laboratories on the island, but we still have a lot of cocaine. And we have a lot of cocaine in the eyes of everybody. You've seen it. We hear about Operation Clean Sweep. We had police come in and talk about all kinds of stuff. But right in our eyes, we've seen it. We've seen all the blocks and we know it's cocaine they're selling.
We're seeing these people with all their wealth, they're not working nowhere. Where is the money coming from? From cocaine. Where are all these guns coming from? So all these guns, money to buy guns. Where is the money coming from? From the proceeds of drug dealings and selling, and you have money to buy guns. So this goes a little further. You know, since the decriminalization of marijuana, drugs are actually sold in schools now. You know that for a fact. Have you heard that?
Yes, I've heard that. Thank
you very much.
I've heard that many
I got you.
Yes,
I
sir.
got you answering me like that. On Saturday was Julius Timothy's funeral, and I guess they had all kinds. It was an official funeral, I guess, because they were uniformed officers, and you had maybe cadets, and you had scouts. On the corner of Upper Lane and Kennedy Avenue, after that funeral, there was a little gathering of about 7 youngsters in uniform, khaki uniform, is either scouts or cadets. And one of these boys was talking, and I'm right there listening, not hearing, but hearing what's going on. He makes $5,000 in 4 to 5 days selling stuff at school. You understand? Boasting the kind of money he makes. I guess he's of school age, and he's boasting the kind of money. Now, is the police doing anything about what is in there? We don't have a cocaine laboratory. Where is the cocaine coming from? You're supposed to have Coast Guard that man in our waters. See how far Trump going to stop drugs from coming to his country, to the heart of where he thinks that they have laboratories and they sell it all over the world. He don't want it to come in his country. So rather than just protecting his borders, he actually sending troops right to the border of Venezuela, where he thinks that cocaine and drugs is coming from. Now, this is serious stuff. But we know we have boats on shore, boats not going out, sellers, insiders, police telling drug dealers when the boats will be out, where they're going. My brother, these things are serious things that have serious implications. We see in our boys, girls, women, and men that just going psycho on hard drugs. But we're doing nothing about it. And we just be going about our business like it's business as usual. I heard this police officer earlier on. Well, I heard 2 police officers, but I don't want to see. These people seeing all what's going on, you know. But they will say nothing about that. Nothing. You will not hear them because what? All these people are benefiting from a lot of these proceeds. You cannot tell me you see him ill and you're not calling it by its right name because what? You want to protect a few people, you don't want to step on toes, and you want to protect your benefits. My brother, this is wrong. And we have to make these wrongs right because a wrong cannot be a right. And then you're taking right things and you're making them wrong. That's how wrong-sided we are in this country. Wrong-sided to the point that when you hear from the leadership would say something, what the leadership is saying is the total opposite you're going to see. Their words are not aligned with their actions. Anytime I see a person words that are not aligned with their actions, I looking at you with eagle eyes. I flying high and I looking low. Like an eagle. Not to prey on you, to even avoid you, because I just realized, well, you showing your true colors when you can say one thing, but do something diametrically opposite to what you're saying. As long as you see people like that, they are very manipulative, they are very cunning, and I'm seeing now a whole lot of people I knew when I was growing up and looking at them. Today they bend over backwards and have their heads so far up politicians' rectum that their brains are actually contaminated with feces, and they will turn around and they will tell you something else. Their brains are already poisoned because of where their heads are, but they're trying to poison other people. My brother, I grew up as a young man in this place, and you know the benefit I had? I had my grandfather by mother, I had my grandmother by father, I had my great-grandmother by mother, and I had all these people raising me. And the kind of qualities they instill in me, my brother, I cannot pass from it.
What I am seeing there today and the people I was growing up around and watching them and thinking they were upright citizens. An upright citizen is supposed to be an upright citizen from start to end. You don't turn somewhere along the line. You don't turn and join. Like even I go and switch there. I heard once Isaac Baptist saying that Duncan didn't grow up the way he is there. I heard Blue Blue even saying that Duncan didn't grow up so Duncan's too. My brother, these people, yes, they didn't grow up so, but once you see them make that switch to something that is wrong, they are not the person that you knew before. They are only somebody that you used to know. They are not the same anymore. And people need to put these things in perspective because I tell you, I watching with eagle eyes. I fly in high and I look in low. Matt, have a good day. Bye-bye. Enough said.
Have a good day yourself. We've been monitoring as it relates to the U.S. and Venezuela. Well, tensions are rising there, and of course, America on the brink of war with Venezuela. Let's get a quick update there as the U.S. intensified pressure on Venezuela. As President Trump weighing whether he'll go in to strike. Let's listen to that report.
Political songs, everything. Bring your family.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Let's go now.
Escalating tensions in the Caribbean. The U.S. military presence off Venezuela tonight. Our reporter out on the water and what he witnessed today. President Trump has not ruled out strikes inside Venezuela. Here's Matt Rivers again tonight.
Tonight, we're on a fishing boat just a few miles from the coast of Venezuela when we spotted a massive U.S. warship in the distance. Moments later, a second, a destroyer and an amphibious assault ship, both sailing the thin stretch of water between Venezuela and Trinidad.
So we're just off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago, and just over my shoulder there, you can see we've spotted a pair of U.S. warships. We're too far away to know exactly which ones they are, but we do know that those ships are a part of the largest U.S. military buildup in this region in decades.
One of those two Navy ships carrying Marines from the same unit taking part in joint training exercises on the islands this week, as President Trump reviews options for possible military strikes inside Venezuela. The U.S. attacking at least 22 alleged drug boats, killing at least 83 people, and striking fear in local fishermen like Reg Williams.
They're afraid to go out and fish anyway because next thing, like you say,
because they'd seen these videos of boats getting blown up, right?
Yeah.
And David, at the moment we saw those two warships, we could also see the Venezuelan coastline. That's how close they were. Just a remarkable show of force. David?
Matt Rivers in the region again tonight for us. Matt, thank you.
Of course, we continue to monitor what's going on there within Venezuela. And, of course, the U.S.
The long, frosty relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela, which the war involved. The United States launched a series of strikes.
More of your phone calls is an open line. Hello, yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, Madam. How do you do, sir?
Hey, Glenroy Coffee, my deepest sympathies. Yes. I heard your aunt pass. Good morning to you.
Oh, yes. So, Matt, you've been good. So, Matt, let me just remind the public that this coming Friday, the 21st, at 5 o'clock at the PSU, formerly the CSA, Roseau Central will be having its town hall meeting. And that meeting, of course, will be addressing, the whole idea of the registration/confirmation education process. We will be in a presentation by yours truly about Roseau Central and the way forward of developing a city so that it can be the envy of the Caribbean, not what has been said before and has never happened. And obviously, we'll hear a presentation by the political leader of our party, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, who will address the people on the 10 pillars. So I'm asking all and sundry to be at the CSA this coming Friday, 5 o'clock, from 5 o'clock. This appeal is important because, Matt, oftentimes you hear people say, we are not doing anything. Where's the UWP? But we have had 9 such meetings already around the country, and the political leader has been on the ground with the team, with certain caretakers around Dominica, touching flesh, interacting, moving about. And so that will be the 10th of our meeting. And so we expect Roseau Central to be grand, and we expect a good turnout. Don't let us put all our resources, limited resources, into organizing and you don't turn out. You need to turn out in large numbers to hear some of the things that we have in plan for Dominica and to hear how it is that we are going to make sure that things are happening. Mm-hmm. And that as we speak, let me just now put my
public relations hat on my head for the United Workers Party.
Okay.
As you are aware, the United Workers Party has, of course, written to the media houses and obviously the Electoral Commission, stating that, indicating a call for the reinstatement of the birth certificate and the photo ID for that confirmation process, because, it was existing before.
How serious do you think that call is for the reinstatement of a birth certificate and photo ID in the confirmation process? How serious is the call from the United Workers Party?
Well, serious. And let me tell you something, Matt. We have been calling for it. I mean, you have heard the political leader in many of his forums, whether you have on, whether it's in the radio program, whether it's in the town hall meeting, whether when he speaks to you, you've heard him on Congress occasions and many others talking about, this important option of ID. Because, everybody doesn't have a passport, everybody doesn't have a driver's license, and everybody doesn't have a social security card. So that's one of the options that I believe that would be good to facilitate those who I really need, and it's a cheaper option for everyone. So those who probably wanting an ID would seek to have this option, and it's easier for everybody to work with this. And you cannot be so wrong and have a hard conscience about that. It's Dominicans, they were democracy. And if you're talking about one of our main pillars of the democracy, we must understand that elections are important, and elections can make or break a country. And so we have to facilitate everyone and leave no one behind. In fact, I rather know that everyone votes than to say no one should be left behind in education. Well, notwithstanding education is important, no student should be left unturned. Everybody should get his opportunity to vote. And so we have to make it easy for people, do not disenfranchise people and frustrate people. And also, too, we have been calling sternly for the more, confirmation centers, because it's unfair for some constituencies to, let's say, for example, you have, for example, in one prospect, that's the hamlet by itself, that's the village by itself. How can you ask persons from one prospect to go to Trafalgar to register? And so they have to redefine some of the areas and to facilitate people as much as possible, because it is important that people get confirmed. And one of the reasons why you have a slow process and you are not getting the numbers is because of the fact that people feeling that, their interest at heart is not taken into consideration, meaning that they are not within close proximity within a confirmation center to get confirmed. And so the Electoral Commission must revisit this, and to ask, the Chief Elections Officer to do another assessment and to deploy and to expand the confirmation centers where applicable. I mean, some areas might be small, and people can work with that. But really and truly, there are many examples that you can give. You have, take for instance, Roseau North, one of the biggest constituencies, or you can have two confirmation centers, one at the Red Cross and one at Fokole. No, you have to revisit that. Thank God I've made my plea. Initially, they had 3 polling stations in 3 confirmation centers at the electoral office, and they had 4 in another area on Bath Road. But right now, they have since I've made the request that, look, you cannot have more capacity in one place and having less polling confirmation centers. So from this time, they have opted to have 4 confirmation centers at the electoral office for Roseau Central and 3 on Bath Road. So we hope that we can get things moving, and for the Electoral Commission to consider, having these issues been addressed. It is important for all and sundry, man. And Matt, while I'm here, let me just compliment the ERC. I heard Dr. Johnson Boston earlier, the president of the ERC. They have been working very well. And remember, too, the ERC is comprised of political parties and non-political parties, political organizations, non-political organizations, and the United Workers Party is very much part of it as well. Freedom Party and other organizations, Civic Vibes and the other organizations. But so, collectively, you notice that they had a press conference was held recently, and that to me add value with respect to calling out the Prime Minister who seemed not to be addressing the nation on timely issues. And from that time when the Prime Minister came on, although it wasn't so impressive, it appears that he lacks knowledge of what is going on, because after 40 days he responded to what the Electoral Commission chairman has enunciated at one of your afternoon shows, Matt, when he declared one day before the confirmation center will be open, centers will be open around Dominica. He said that there will be no birth certificates and the photo ID and the affidavit of identity with a signature of the Justice of Peace. And that was appalling. And 40 days later, after the United Workers' Party has long been announcing that, look, we need that, even before the chairman spoke about it, and other organizations, and the ERC too, have been saying, look, this is one of the ID options we should have. Then he comes 40 days later pretending as though he's the man that comes to save anybody. He's not interested in anybody. He merely came to send his, innuendos and, the political, aspiration, aspersions behind Dr. Thompson Fontaine, who's, of course, a good leader. Dr. Thompson Fontaine, I must commend him for the work he's doing. I've never seen a man with so much energy, and Dominicans and our team need to put the full support behind Dr. Thompson Fontaine. And even the ARC and everybody, let us do it collectively. We need to have a united front going forward to ensure that Dominicans can, because, Matt, Dominicans are by and large, Matt, are hurting, Many persons have been victimized by this government. I know of many persons who have applied for jobs in the public sector, and just because they or their family members are not associated with the party is a no-no. I heard Pastor Rodney the other day speaking at his church here at the sermon, and he said, look, one guy applied to be a police officer, and they asked him questions, and when he said when he couldn't get anything on him, they asked him which church he's going. He said, well, Truth Fellowship Church, and so, and right away now the commissioner was able to say, but look, are you going to Pastor Rodney's church? And then that was it. So we have to really get real in this country and to support the movement of unity. And we need to move forward, Matt. We need to move forward expeditiously to get everybody confirmed and to have this government out on our back. It is one thing to say you are fed up with them. It's another thing to say you are going to remove them. You cannot want to remove something that is on your back, killing you, and then you reserve your right now not to go out and get confirmed and to remove them. You have to do that. Should an election call? No. Anyway it comes, we have to remove this government. This is the obstacle for growth in Dominica. And we are saying, look, we need a government that the people can trust and a government that will actually govern the country for all and sundry. It is true that you have elections and elections day, but the point is after elections, we have to serve the country and we have to serve every Dominican. Every Dominican is important, and every Dominican should be impacted by the policies of our government going forward and to benefit from the country. So that is why we talk about shared prosperity. We talk about the 10-pillar plan, and we are saying, Matt, Friday coming, don't miss it at the PSU, formerly the CSA Center, from 5 o'clock. Roseau Central will be having its town hall meeting style, and we said we are going to look at registration, new registration / confirmation, education, and we talk about presentation by yours truly, the caretaker, on Roseau Central, and obviously the 10-pillar plan will be announced by the political leader. And Matt, one thing before I leave, Matt, I want to say again, it was speculated before that, people say, look, the Electoral Commission did not respond, or the SAD Electoral Office did not respond with respect to aborting new registration. And according to the law, the Legislation of Electors Act, the new law passed in March 2025, there shall be continuous registration. The Electoral Office, after hearing that announcement for many years, for many months by the other organization, they put out a release stating that they have suspended new registration. Matt, this is a strict violation of the law, and they must reinstate that as soon as possible. You cannot tell me that you have already lost states that you must have continuous registration. And here it is, a custodian of our electoral institution can tell me, with all what has been said, after the Prime Minister has admitted, look, things must move on, continuous registration. You're telling me after that you're putting an announcement telling the world that you have suspended new registration, and for what? A form you do not have, and for what? A new app that you want to install? What is going like? Matt, if you have to install a new app, anybody knows that. You don't throw your old app for a new app. You test your new app, you monitor it, you assess it, but your old app continues to work until such time that you become efficient with your new app, and then you can dispose of your old app. You cannot tell me because you have to install a new app. That law forbids you for actually accommodating persons who want to register for the first time to exercise their franchise not to do so. And you cannot tell me, because you have an old form and you do not have a new form in place, that this is one of the reasons again for persons not being able to register.
Let me ask you a question before. Let me ask you a question before you go.
Yes,
so
yes, sir.
a question. If you were operating on a level playing field in Roseau, do you think you're very confident? You would be very confident that you can beat Melissa Skerritt in Roseau?
Matt, this is the people of Roseau Central. They have stated unequivocally that Glenn Royce Coffee is the person that they would like to represent them. They have gone out there. They know what is happening. I'm not going to blame Melissa Skerritt. Melissa Skerritt now. I'm Papa Skerritt is a part of Roseau. I respect that.
Right.
Being part of Roseau, I contested the election. I know what transpired, and because I knew what transpired and our team knew what transpired, Matt, we actually filed affidavits, of persons where we contest that the election was fraudulent, and our case was strong. The only thing is that we did not have a chance to have our matter ventilated for the courts, and so today, without that, everybody can say, but we have no matter, but it throughout our matter. In the same testimony, Judge Glasgow, who presided over the strikeout matter, he said in his thing, Roseau Central had a good case, but if Roseau Central had a good case, why didn't you allow Roseau Central matter to have been ventilated for the courts? You didn't do that. So therefore now, you might say, there's no evidence of what I'm saying, but Matt, we know there were fraudulent activities happening even before the election, within the election, and after the election. So we know. So the point is, we didn't get a fair chance to do so. But Matt, I'm telling you, I am the person who will look in the inches of person. And not young guys are telling me, but also how is that you always at work? Once we see you at work, it looks like you're working, you're a hardworking guy. But you should have been our representative, even though we know if you were there, then at least you would have looked in the inches for us to work just how we are working. So Matt, if I can do it for myself, that's what they recognize. Then once I would be in public office, it is the rightful thing to do to put policies in place to empower your people. At no time I would represent a government or I would be in a government that would look at outside persons given priority. Or persons have the talent. If they lack the talent, you equip them with the necessary skills and you get them to work. Our truckers would not have been in that state. I still see truckers with trucks they have over 20 years trying to run it. The trucks not in a good state. They could have had new trucks because we have had the opportunity to build this country. After Maria, after Storm Erika, and after Hurricane Maria, we've had the golden opportunity to empower people. How would our skilled men and women be out of job when we have so many apartment buildings, and so many apartment buildings going on, so many health centers they claim they're building, so much infrastructure work? Look at the airport, one of the biggest capital projects in our history, and go down there, see how many Dominicans are there. And Matt, you are telling me Dominicans cannot live off of that? They cannot even leave their country. Instead, everybody is running to see greener pastures, maybe. We have no right to run away. We had a right to stay here and make it. You are persons who came here as investors with $0 and they walked out with millions. What about your people? Are you not ashamed? Are you not saddened by the fact that you cannot look at the truckers and say at least 60 to 70% of them, they have replaced their old trucks with new trucks? How can you have a conscience when you run a country and you see your projects and you said your priority is for people in overseas and Dominicans are left behind? You have students overseas, their tuitions have not been paid. Some whom have graduated, they have graduated from schools, but cannot get their certificate in their hand because the government has not paid the tuition fee and have not completed payment. How do you have a nation so sadly in misery? How could you do that? And you're talking about you want to lead. Man, let me tell you finally, it is over for the Labour Party.
But let me tell you, because I suspect that they're using the reinstatement of the Roseau, we've heard a lot about, as a trump card going forward for the next election. What's your thoughts quickly?
Can you repeat this again, Matt?
The reinstatement of course, this big project being planned for Roseau. This is being used as a trump card. What's your thoughts?
Matt, so if this is being used as a trump card, it seems to me that trump card has been going on for 9 years. Matt, when the project has been earmarked for Roseau, nobody consultancies have been, as Mr. Isaac Baptist and Associates, the owner of this business. Many consultations have been held, you know. Many, and we have had opportunities. We have had, you know, this government borrowing money to develop Roseau, and we have not seen anything. How could you recently got $41 million US from the Saudi government, and instead during what they call community of service, you having fellas organizing a sidewalk with cement. The $41 million that you say you got there is to rehabilitate Roseau, to make sure Roseau become the envy that you always say of the Caribbean. And yet no work is being done. Look at the state of the train. And I'm not going to preempt anything. I would like the patrons to come to the CSA to hear what is important for the development of Roseau. Because we have just been hearing a talk shop about Roseau, and Roseau is the same thing. Half of Roseau is smelling. Half of Roseau is thinking, not even drain or wash they can wash down Roseau. Look at the state of Roseau. You have derelict houses in Roseau. We have a lot of empty that we could have utilized to do so many things to ensure that we sanitize the roadside and to make sure people are vending in proper cubicles. But this is a waste of government. This is not taking them anywhere. In fact, I learned that after the 2019 election, they were not satisfied, you know. They called their cabinet meeting and they said, look, boy, you know, man, so was conspicuously absent. That is what they fought. That's what they fought. And the result shocked them because they expected to come down and just brush us aside. And the United Workers' Party, it didn't happen. So they went in chambers and they said, boy, look, that man is a powerful man with the United Workers' Party. And they've considered defeat, even if they won on paper. But they know what they did, and they still could not have gotten the victory they wanted. And so, Matt, it seems to me that the present power rep is no more. The present power rep, I think, because of what the Labour Party was offering, a lot of people got money. In fact, they paid some more people to stay home. I don't know how that could have happened, where if I'm on a voters list, you paid me to stay home and I have to stay home. I'm asking all people that they have made a mistake. They can correct it. Come clean now with them. Come clean with the people of Dominica. You have one more chance in your life to restore your life. Because every time an election cycle comes, you are back 2 years, you are back 5 years, you are back many more years. Some of you who have voted the Labour Party, you are still at your parents' home. You are not seeing the glimmer of hope to restore your life into a manhood and to have your family, and one day to your children will have a good education. You cannot stay like that. So we have a time now, we have a chance now to correct the wrong or to right the wrong. So let us get it right this time and to make sure that this Labour Party is no more, Matt, including yourself. And I'm urging everyone to go out to their respective communities, get people confirmed, and let us push to have our persons confirmed so that when the time comes, we will get what we want. We cannot get what we want and sit. We must get what we want and work. So that's what I want to say to you.
So a big meeting.
Matt, you're doing a fantastic job.
A big meeting for Friday night.
Oh yes, certainly 5 o'clock Friday, Roseau Central meeting. You can't miss it. We will be there. Shed prosperity for all. All means all. Labourites are invited to. Everybody. There's not about a United Workers' Party meeting. We take ownership of our meeting. But look, it is for all and sundry. So Roseau Central constituents, even persons in the order catchment, Roseau catchment, environ, Roseau and environ. You come out and let us run it. Let us come to listen to see what is at stake for you. Come to listen to see how your life can be transformed by our message, by this 10-pillar plan. I suspect that will be part of our social contract with the people of Dominica, so that we know that we can restore value, we can restore economic power through empowerment of work, so that our people can again realize what their worth with respect to how they should live and how they should at least bring up their families with dignity and not one of begging. And I just want to say, finally, if begging was a criminal offense, a number of persons would have been in jail today. So we want to stop that in Dominica. Have a good morning.
So Glenroy Coffee, the caretaker of the Roseau Central constituency. Good morning to you, So again. Our deepest sympathy as it relates to your aunt. I suspect she passed. Oh, she did pass. Hello, talk to me, yes? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir? How are you?
I'm very good. This is Bernard Morrow from Sibuli Masak.
I'm here. Go ahead.
And I want to let it be known that the Labour Party, they're very selective even in rubbish collection. Very selective. It means that since you're not supporting the Labour Party, apparently they're just passing your house straight. Because my neighbor just told me that the rubbish truck passed 3 times collecting rubbish higher up Sibuli, and they just passing down straight, and they live in these free houses unchecked. Yeah. And that should not be, my brother. That should not be. That should not be.
So you're saying that they've been selective in picking up rubbish? That's your point?
Even
the rubbish?
Even in the rubbish, they're very selective. Because right now I am one of those that talking plenty. So right now I am placed in a category that they will not pick up my rubbish and my neighbor's rubbish. Yeah, but I want people to just put those rubbish in a spot where it will inconvenience everybody.
All right, caller, let's take another voice now. Thank you, Bernard.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Morning to you. We have a few minutes.
And I heard, I'm hearing you talking about Police Week, what's happening with drugs and so on and on. But the bottom line is, we all need the police officers in Dominica. We all need law enforcement to ensure the curtail crime and violence. But to do that, you need to have a higher standard of values and morals, because you are basically making decisions of life and death, and whether people's freedom is impacted and can lose their freedom. That is why we need people who have strong values, ethics, integrity. The issue here is not we hating the police force. The issue here is when senior members of the police force get themselves involved in criminal activity or being victims or subjugating themselves to political manipulation, that becomes a problem. And instead of them being disciplined, instead of the bad apples being removed, some of them are promoted to the leadership. And when that happens, when the head is messed up, then the entire body is compromised and you can't trust the entire body. So for all the good officers who are sitting by and saying nothing and probably hands tied because they have to listen to their senior command, I feel your pain, but at the end of the day, the institution of the police force has to be above board, because if it cannot be trusted, then we have serious breakdown in society, and it's pretty evident with all the gun violence and the disrespect for citizens' rights and all that is happening, because the young criminals don't have any fear for the police officers, and that is the problem we see happening there right now. So it's not a matter of people hating the police or not wanting the police. It's asking them to do what is right because of their responsibility to society. That is the issue. So when people come and talk about we're not giving police the credit when they do well. When they do well, we tell them they do well. When they're doing terrible, especially when the head is rotten, we have to let them know, because we understand their responsibility to us in the society. And then, Matt, if the police officers are now having gospel concerts in police headquarters, I hope they are also talking about adultery, fornication, and all the other moral sins while they having the gospel concert, not just using gospel as a or religion and spirituality as a cover up for their misdeeds, because that's what seems to be happening. Everybody who's doing illegal stuff likes to use Jesus Christ as a cover up. Look at me, I'm a Christian. So while they sing in the gospel, I hope their hearts change to do what is right, and also do what they needs to be done to change the adultery, fornication, stealing, lying, and all these things that happen in our moral life. Matthew, have a good day.
Have a good day yourself. 4493095, 4493096, 4493097, 616-4257. All right, Dominica. We have to monitor what's going on in Haiti as well. A lot of chaos there on the streets. and people are being encouraged to stay home because a lot of violence being planned there in the streets. So let's continue to pray for Haiti.
This Christmas, Glow was making the season merrier when you had Postpaid to Internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10.
These cattle cars have been modified to hold dozens of migrants at a time. The Dominican Republic has ordered up trucks like this to roam the streets of towns and the countryside, filling up every day with Haitian migrants. In one of them, we met a young man named Caleb who told us he came to the Dominican Republic to work construction.
It's wrong. It's wrong. All this time that we've been here, we've been going through misery, working for nothing, working for a house to live in. How is it that I'm in jail without an arrest warrant, without having done anything?
This sweep in the Dominican Republic is part of a response to escalating gang violence and economic instability across the border in Haiti, has escalated steadily since the assassination of Haiti's president in 2021. Last September, at a UN address, Dominican President Luis.
So let's pray for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Hello on the telephone. We just have a few moments and we'll wrap it up. Hello, talk to me, yes?
That disturbing thing I heard last Friday, as we mentioned in Trump.
Yes,
Was a young guy coming out from the grammar school now, lunchtime and lunch break going down the road. And I heard him actually quarreling with himself. School haven't even over yet. Look, them man in the garden smoking marijuana. All the time, them man doing that. And apparently it's not the first time he must have seen that. That is why he had to be so disturbed and speaking about that night. And I have seen that for myself, walking down the road and young man going to school and they're smoking marijuana. So a call going out to the principal of that school in particular. They should really sometimes search a lot of them young guys there because they haven't got high leaf, they have marijuana and maybe other drugs on them school and they go into the gardens to do it. On another note, Nat, but have you heard or seen any of the small islanders in government going to Trinidad or Jamaica when they have a political campaign going on, Matt?
No, I haven't seen that now.
No, you wouldn't see that happening because they cannot go there because they know they cannot go to Guyana on their platform. They cannot go to Trinidad on their platform. And they cannot go to Jamaica on their platform because they might not come back to the original country. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Somebody's saying, what about more rallies instead of town hall meetings? Somebody wants you to think about that, okay? More rallies instead of town hall meetings. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yeah, Matt, I know you're running out of time. Just quickly. Matt, I know you have more people listening than people that calling. And some people want to call, they cannot call. But Matt, you had a former or current police officer who picked up what I picked up. And let me say more power be to that police officer, no matter who you are, I don't care. Irish said the police can only arrest based on instructions. But historically, I know it's on evidence. It's not on evidence police making arrests now, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, I know you missed it because I just said, boy, Matt, I said, Matt may be going to pull him up. But you missed it, Matt. Irish clearly stated he is so disjointed and convoluted and perverted in his obsession in supporting those who are giving him his daily bread. The man talks such foolishness and referring to Dominican citizens' concerns as being ridiculous. Irish, the joke is on you. And Matt, just quickly, Matt, when last you heard CARICOM or CARIGO or the OECS or whatever they are, Matt, you have Kamala Prasad Bissessar, Trinidad, Matt. Trinidad is a big player in the Caribbean. Matt, didn't the Prime Minister say that she pull out from CARICOM, Matt?
She's very upset with CARICOM, yes, and she's thinking of changing her foreign policy, yes.
Matt, have you heard any member of CARICOM or CARICOM saying they need some emergency meeting to try to to deal with that situation because we cannot be divided. They're busy. The Central Bank of the Labour Party, all of them collectively trying to keep one another in power. So St. Lucia will help St. Vincent and Dominica will help and St. Lucia and Antigua and the Diamond. That's the Central Bank of the cabal, enslaving the people of the region. So they don't care, man. They forget about Haiti. Look, I just say you're playing a clip about Haiti. Not they're busy trying to remain in power indefinitely. They don't care about the people. So when you have that kind of corruption and, dictatorial form of government, man, in the region, man, don't worry. That's why they say God works in mysterious ways. I sorry for the people of Venezuela, and Trump is very dangerous, man. You know, Trump telling you we're going to the beach. Half an hour later, Trump telling you he changed his mind, man. And when you don't check Trump on the beach with some other people. So never believe nothing Trump say. So I am just saying, Matt, people like Irish is dead out of Dominica like that because they do not stand on principle. And all these regional criminals that passes for government, Matt. These are just criminals, Matt. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. On the telephone, our final call for the morning. This is the Hot Seat. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yes, Matt, good morning.
Yes, our final call. Good morning, Marlene. Yes.
Yes. Your one before the last caller, the young lady that talk about the marijuana. What she's saying is true because I met a police and I tell the police, oh, you must go in the gardens and check the school children. Right? Because school children shouldn't be smoking marijuana. I don't have a problem if a person smokes their marijuana, but you can't have school children with high leaf as the one before the last caller said, probably, I don't want to call her name, and scissors and whatever it is. When you go to school, right, they should search the children's bag. Right, with the scissors, the marijuana, the high leaf, a particular school, no name, no warrant. You know what the police tell me? Marlene, mind your business. And they sing a police. Matt, another policeman, the last police that talk about police. Right? My mother always say, it's not everybody that say, Lord, Lord, with all this service and all what they have been at the police station. It's not everybody that say, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Some of them police must clean their backyard and their sins. And I telling you, the list must not last. If I see certain police fall in the fresh air, I pulling them in the sun because they're not doing their work. A person like me, a man come and trespass on my property. He had a cutlass to kill me. The second time, he had a hammer to knock me out. Building a house by the toilet by river bank. Up to now, they never checked that fella. He's a notorious volley, I tell you. And you coming right on my land, right on my property, and call them 3 times. Nothing well-known, popular person like me. Police or the laissez-faire. Go and do work and do it good. Check the school children. Check the elderly people. Go on the bay. Work in the night. My brother, all in River Street, River Bank, Upper Land by the old sand is volley. Is a volley, I tell you, all time in the night. Thank you very much.
Marlene, thank you. It's 10:11 in the morning, Dominica. This is, of course, the Hot Seat, and we'll move on there. Yes.
Every day, the same cacophony of sounds ring through the city of the capital.
Our next stop, Jolly's Halifax. We're going to come back after this.
Kaiso! Yes, the Calypso season is upon us. Saturday, December 13, 2025 at the factory, Valley Road, only $20. 8 o'clock, seating only $30. Come here, the beginning of the season, and make sure you're there till the end. Many Calypsonians will be competing. Only 12 gladiators will make it. The grand eliminations for the 2026 Calypso season, Saturday, 13 December 2025. Remember, 8 o'clock at the factory. Come here, the funny songs, the serious songs, political songs, everything. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your dog, and come. Kaiso, Kaiso, Kaiso.
Just before we move on to the Jolly's Health Vibes, information reaching us is seem to indicate that the road between Bellevue Chopin and Pichelin, a number of drivers have been using that road there. Motorists have been advised that you should not pass through the piece of road, the main road between Bellevue, Chopin, and Pichelin. The road is closed. Some drivers passing on that road at night, the Pakatan, so that road is closed, okay? So this piece of road between Bellevue, Chopin, and Pichelin, you've been advised to stay away from that piece of road there. We'll find more information and bring that to you. It's a dangerous track there, so please follow. Time now for Health Vibes with Jolly's Pharmacy. Stick around.
Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing vibes to health with Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Each and every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. with your hosts Trudy Kristen and co-hosts pharmacists Jacinta Fagan and Leona Jeremiah. Education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together with Health Vibes. So be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing vibes to health with Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Each and every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. with your hosts Trudy Kristen and co-host pharmacist Jacinta Fagan and Leona Jeremiah. Education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together with Health Vibes. So be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Real Ojaz. Hold Jolly's Pharmacy, the Royal Herb Blend Oil of Ojaz. It's like a miracle in a bottle. Fast-acting, healing, soothing, restoring dry, irritated, uncomfortable skin, varicose veins, joint pain relief, lung decongestion, fights inflammation. Use Oil of Ojaz to massage aching, tired muscles. These secret blended herbs has a soothing, mentholated calming effect, reducing anxiety, boosting your vitality and your immunity. Induces deep, rejuvenating sleep. Oil of Ojaz. Bon oui, mais pour la peau chivée, inflammation, c'est pour jour, guapcha. Cultivé wim, sous tapis bless. Flimé, passé pour dimanche. Oil of Ojaz. Proudly manufactured by Jolly's Pharmacy. Trusted by families all over the world. And available on Amazon.
Make a big difference, then you can trust me. I know just where you should be. That is JP Mega. Don't want stop shopping on me, nigga. You could be shopping and having fun. Shop with your daughter, with your son. Shop better to everyone. What a happy place. Oh, JP Mega. Don't want stop shopping on me, nigga. You could be shopping and having fun. Shop better to everyone. What a happy place. Oh, what a happy place. But just stick some more any item and you automatically qualify for discounts. Check us out at the Mega Store in Fongole where there's lots of parking on Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. JP Mega, the best family shopping experience.
Real Ojaz. Hold Johnny's Pharmacy, the Royal Herb Blend Oil of Ojas. It's like a miracle in a bottle. Fast-acting, healing, soothing, restoring dry, irritated, uncomfortable skin, varicose veins, joint pain relief, lung decongestion, fights inflammation. Use Oil of Ojas to massage aching, tired muscles. These secret blended herbs has a soothing, mentholated calming effect.